And so I wanna invite you to ask yourself those same two questions today. Who do I wanna be, and how am I going to get there? We need a vision for our life. The Bible says for lack of vision, people perish. If you just walk around aimlessly, which is what we're tempted to do, what we do is we sort of have some ideas in our mind of the man or woman we wanna be in the future, and we kind of just hope it happens miraculously, on autopilot somehow. And the truth is, and we know this, but we don't like to think about it very often, you will never be the man or woman you want to be in the future on accident. We've got to start figuring out, God, who do you want me to be? And then how do you want me to get there? What are some choices that I can begin to make in my life right now? Because if I don't, I won't. I remember being 24 years old and I didn't have a relationship with God at the time, but if you'd have asked me who I wanted to be, I would have told you, I want to be a really good dad. I can't wait to be a dad. I want to be a really good husband. And for some reason, I've always wanted to be known as someone who's generous. The problem was I wasn't making choices that were leading in those directions. I had a substance abuse problem. It's gonna be hard to be a good dad with a Coke addiction, but I didn't wanna face that truth. I'm just gonna someday be a really good dad. I'm gonna someday be a really good husband, even though I lie to all my girlfriends and I'm usually not faithful. But someday I'm magically gonna be a really good husband. I'm gonna someday be remembered as being generous, but the truth is I would steal from places I worked at and I was super selfish and everything was about me. But someday I'm gonna be remembered, you see what I'm saying? I wasn't headed in that direction. And so today, church, understand this. As you start to go to God this week and say, God, who's the person you want me to be? What's the future me look like? Understand this. If you see what you want to be and you realize you're not heading there, if you don't like what you're getting, we can change what we're doing. We could do that today. God says, don't despise those small beginnings. Spend some time with me. I'll show you what I want you to be able to knock down in the future. Start small. Spend some time with me and I'll show you who you want to be. Start really small. Let me multiply your efforts. Decide to stay with it and watch what I'll do. Decide to stay with it because I promise you, if you do, the future you will be really glad you did. That's it. That's what God wants.